going to see problems under periodic function. So for that we have to know what is a periodic function. We have already discussed in a separate video and some problems under that also. So I am once again going to revise that for your benefit. So a periodic function means, what is mean by a periodic function? A periodic function means it should satisfy condition f of x plus p equal to f of x. Okay, f of x plus p equal to f of x means then f of x is said to be the periodic function. F of x is said to be periodic function. Here what is p? The minimum value of p, okay, minimum p greater than 0. The minimum value of p greater than 0 is called period. Okay, so for example, we know that sine 2 pi plus t, sine 2 pi plus t equal to sine t. We know that. We also know that sine 4 pi plus t is also equal to sine t. Okay, sine 6 pi plus t and so on, whatever it is, equal to sine t. Whatever we take in terms of multiplying with pi, the even number, you will get the same sine function. Okay, it should be an even number. Okay, so 6 pi is giving the same function. That is now 4 pi with t is also giving the same function. That is now 2 pi with the t also gives the same function. So the minimum value, see here, this is also sine of 0 plus t will also give sine t. Okay, but there is no meaning of adding 0 with t now. So we are considering only t greater than 0. So this will not become your solution part. Okay, so because it is t equal to 0, since we are taking p, this is p greater than 0 is given, so here p is equal to 0, here p equal to 2 pi, here p equal to 4 pi, here p equal to 6 pi, but act is actually a p. The minimum value of p greater than 0 is the period. So out of 6 pi, 4 pi and 2 pi, the minimum value is 2 pi. Therefore you can say sine t is a periodic function with period 2 pi. Okay, now suppose if you want to find the periodic function of sine omega t, you may require to solve in a part A section, find the periodic function of sine omega t. How will you find this? See, for this I am going to give you the solution. See, we know that sine t is a periodic function with period 2 pi. So I am writing this sine omega t. Yes, I'm fixing this as sine t itself. I'm taking this as sine t itself, means I will get sine of omega t plus 2 pi. According to my mindset, this is my t. So sine t equals sine t plus 2 pi. Am I right? Because that is a period, no? Sine t equal to sine t plus 2 pi. So that is what I have written. But according to my mindset only, it is t. But actually it is omega t. So I have to make this omega t as, I want to take this t as omega t. since in my mind I am fixing it as t, I have to consider it as omega t, means I have to make it as sine of, I am taking omega commonly outside, then I will get t plus, since I have taken omega commonly outside, I will get 2 pi by omega. Okay, I will get 2 pi by omega, which means sine omega t is, so here this is now sine omega t. Instead of sine omega t, we are having this is equal to sine omega t. Okay, this is equal to, see, I am writing here, which implies sine omega t equal to sine of omega of t plus 2 pi by omega. Okay, we have taken omega commonly outside from this step. Okay, so this implies sine omega t is a periodic function with period 2 pi by omega. Okay, with period 2 pi by, because this is 2 pi by omega now, so t plus p means it is p is 2 pi by omega. Okay, and now this, for this periodic function, how will you write a Laplace transform? When f of t is an ordinary function, f of t is ordinary function, your L of f of t will be integral 0 to infinity e power of minus st f of t dt. This is for ordinary function. Ordinary function. For the periodic function, your L of Laplace transform of the periodic function will be L of f of t equal to 1 by 1 minus e power of minus ps integral 0 to p e power of minus st f of t dt. This is a periodic function. So this you have to keep in mind. Okay, so now we are going to see the important problems under this. Okay, one is half sine wave rectifier, another one is half sine wave. I shall write it little below. Half sine wave rectifier function, and another one is full sine wave rectifier function. Okay, see, we have found the periodic function of sine omega t. Okay, we have found the periodic function of sine t. Sine t is a periodic function with period 2 pi. Okay, sine omega t is a periodic function with period 2 pi by omega, with period 2 pi by omega. Okay, see here what is mean by a period and what is mean by cycle. For example, this is 0, I am going to take t here, I am going to take sine t here, means this is 0, this is pi, this is 2 pi, this is 3 pi, this is 4 pi. See, sine 0 is 0, sine pi by 2 is 1, and again sine pi is 0, sine 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. So our wave will travel like this, and again it will reach to sine 2 pi, again it will become 0. See, this is called, this is 1/2 cycle. Okay, this is 1/2 cycle and this is another half cycle. Okay, this is this is 1/2 wave and this is another half wave. When these two half wave will combine, it will give you a complete cycle. It will give you a complete cycle. This is one complete cycle of a sine wave, of a sine wave. Okay, so this is called on complete cycle of sine wave, means here you can find the, after complete cycle you can find the period. Your period for sine t is 0 to 2 pi. So the function sine t requires the value of t to be 2 pi to complete its one cycle. Its second cycle will be this. Okay, its second cycle will be this and this. Okay, so this is 1/2 cycle and this is one full cycle. See, this is 1/2 cycle. Here also this is 1/2 cycle. Okay, in half cycle only half wave will present. In another half cycle only you can find another half wave. Okay, so if suppose in a cycle, if only half is present, okay, that is if this is not present, okay, and then again this, okay, see, this is one complete cycle, whereas see, this is 0, this is 2 pi and this is 4 pi. Only the half of the cycle is present and another half is absent. Only half is present and another half is absent, means that is called half sine wave. That is called half sine wave. In full sine wave we will have the waves without the gap. We will have the waves without the gap. Here the waves are with the gap, no? Here the waves are with the gap. Okay, this is half sine wave because the waves are with the gap. In full sine wave our waves will be without any gap. This is the full sine wave. This is the half sine wave. If I take the modulus for this graph, that is I am considering only the function is positive, means that is instead of sine omega t I am considering it as modulus of sine omega t. My function will become, okay, my function or my curve will become, instead of this positive and this negative to become one cycle, I will get another positive and I will get another positive. Because this negative region will come to the positive region when I take modulus of sine t. So here each rise and fall will be one period. Okay, because here if you want to get the first value, sine 0 is 0, and again nowhere between will give the same value. Only for 2 pi only you will get sine 2 pi equal to 0, and after that you will get for sine 4 pi only you will get 0. So to get the same value of the sine function, you need to travel this. Whereas in modulus of sine t, here you can have sine 0 is 0. Here you will get sine pi. See, it is 0, it is pi, it is 2 pi. Okay, see, sine 0 is 0. Okay, sine pi is 0, sine 2 pi is 0, sine 3 pi is 0. Here you can ask, what about this pi? This pi is also 0, no? Yes, this pi is also 0, this 3 pi is also 0. But you will not get this value, no? See here, sine pi by 2 equal to 1. Again you will get the same value of sine pi 1. What will give you the sine inverse of 1? I want to get sine inverse of 1. Okay, I want to get sine inverse of 1. For sine pi by 2 you get sine inverse of 1, and for sine it is 0, it is pi by 2, it is 3 pi by 2, it is 5 pi by 2. So only for sine pi by 2 I will get the same value. Only for sine pi by 2 I will get same value. Since it covers both the cycle, I want to take care of all the values. So I have to get 0 first 0, and I have to get first 1 in the second half also. Whereas in modulus of function, I am not going to take care of this. I'm not going to take care of this one, because in my mindset it will be only the zeros in my mind, because I'm not going to consider minus values. The minus value will become plus value, so it will again form a same period. Okay, so it is pi, it is pi, it is pi, and it is pi. Okay, so here the period is 2 pi for sine t. For modulus of sine t you will get a period pi. Okay, so after a very strong observation for a very long time only you may be able to understand this. Okay, but these are fundamental things. Okay, the second half become the first half. The lower part, that is below the axis line, below the horizontal axis line, becomes above the axis line. Okay, so this is called, see, this is called full sine wave. This is also full sine wave. This is also one full sine wave. Okay, whereas here we are not taking as the period as 2 pi. Here we take the period as only pi. Here our period is pi, because each fall will give the value. See, here it is plus 1. Again it is also plus 1. Since it is modulus of sine t, it is also plus 1. Whereas you cannot say it is plus 1. See, it is 0, it is also 0. It is plus 1, it is also plus 1. So the second half resembles like a first half. So the period is pi. Whereas here it is not like that. It is 0 and it is plus 1. It is 0 but it is minus 1. So it cannot be taken as one period. It cannot be taken because 0 1 0 minus 1. So it cannot be taken as another period. So you have to consider period up to days. So 0 0 plus 1 and 0 0 and again minus 1 minus 1. So here it is 2 pi is the period. Here pi is period when we are taking modulus of sine t. Okay, so for these two we are going to consider the problem. Okay, so the problem here is find the Laplace transform of. Okay, I am writing it as common. Find the Laplace transform of half sine wave rectifier. Half sine wave rectifier function f of t equal to sine omega t for t lies between 0 less than t less than pi by omega, and its value becomes 0 when t lies between pi by omega to t less than 2 pi by omega. Okay, here it is full final Laplace transform of, this is common, the question is common. Okay, full sine wave rectifier of, full sine wave rectifier of rectifier function of f of t equal to full sine wave rectifier function f of t equal to modulus of sine omega t, t greater than or equal to 0, t greater than or equal to 0. So when you are discussing about modulus function, you can find, see, this is modulus function, modulus of x equal to minus x when x less than 0, 0 when x equal to 0, and plus x when x greater than 0. This is a definition of modulus of any function. Okay, this sine omega t is an odd function because sine of minus theta will become minus sine theta since it is odd function. We cannot say cos of minus theta equal to minus cos theta because it is even function. Cos of minus theta equal to plus cos theta. So this modulus function can be written as modulus of sine omega t equal to, see, it is minus sine omega t for 0, sorry, it is minus t, no, it is minus t less than till what we have to take. Before that I shall write the functions 0 and sine omega t. See, t less than 0, t less than 0 means it is, t less than 0 means it is minus pi by omega. Okay, because we have seen the modulus of sine omega t is having the period pi by pi, whereas sine omega t is having, see, sine omega t is having period 2 pi by omega. Sine modulus of sine omega t means it will become 0. It is pi by omega, 2 pi by omega, 3 pi by omega. So each rise and fall are periods. So the period is pi by omega. So you can write modulus of sine omega t. Modulus of sine omega t is a periodic function. With period pi by omega. Okay, so it is minus pi by omega less than t less than 0. It is t equal to 0. It is 0 less than t less than pi by omega. Okay, here they have clearly mentioned for pi by omega to 2 pi by omega you are having 0. Okay, now here you can write sine omega t. Here you have written modulus of sine omega t is periodic function period pi by omega. Here sine omega t is a periodic function with period 2 pi by omega. Okay, you can easily identify the period from subtracting 0 from this 2 pi by omega or by adding this 2 pi by omega. Okay, pi by omega plus pi by omega will give you 2 pi by omega. But the actual way of finding a periodic function is like the above. We have shown in the example now how to find the periodic function of sine omega t. Like that you have to do. Like here, see, like here you have to do. See, we have done here. Like this you have to do. Okay, so we are going to solve these two problems separately. Here the waves will be like 0 pi by omega, this is 2 pi by omega, this is 3 pi by omega, this is 4 pi by omega. So it is 0 and this will exist like this, and this is 6 pi by omega. Okay, but whereas this will not exist, this is absent. Okay, this is absent. Okay, this is 7 pi by omega. Okay, so only half wave is present and half wave is absent. Okay, half wave is present, half wave is absent. Here all the waves are present. The waves means you must get the same values of the one part in all the parts is called one period. Okay, okay, now we are going to find a Laplace transform. The Laplace transform of periodic function is already given in the above formula. See, the Laplace transform of periodic function is given here. The normal function is also given. This is for normal function, that is ordinary function, and this is for the periodic function. This is for the periodic function. Okay, so the formula is, so for periodic function we will get L of f of t equal to 1 by 1 minus e power of minus ps integral 0 to p e power of minus st f of t dt. Here also we are going to use the same formula. L of f of t equal to 1 by 1 minus e power of minus ps integral 0 to p e power of minus st f of t dt. Okay, here period equal to 2 pi by omega, period p equal to 2 pi by omega. Here period p equal to pi by omega, period p equal to pi by omega. Okay, since they have given modulus of sine omega t and they have mentioned t greater than 0, or they have given modulus of sine omega t for t for 0 less than t less than pi by omega, sometimes they will mention like this also, modulus of sine omega t for 0 less than t less than pi by omega. Our modulus of sine omega t will become sine omega t. Okay, that I will show in the next step. Here you can write 1 by 1 minus e power of minus 2 pi by 2 pi s by omega into 0 to 2 pi by omega, 2 pi by omega e power of minus st f of t is f of t, it is f of t itself, it is f of t itself, f of t dt. Okay, here it is 1 by 1 minus e power of minus pi s by omega integral 0 to pi s by omega e power of minus s. They have given f of t as modulus of sine t. Actually, it is not necessary to mention that sine omega t into dt. Okay. See here in the question. Here in the question, they have given only for 0 to pi by omega, you will have the value sine omega t. For pi by omega to 2 pi omega, you will get 0. So you have to split the function like that. In the same way, they have given modulus of sine omega t for t greater than 0. That is 0 to pi s by omega. That is why I have mentioned pi. Sine omega modulus, I have mentioned modulus. Okay. So here it will become 1 divided by 1 minus e power of minus 2 pi s by omega integral 0 to it is 2 pi by omega. So it is pi, it is 0 to pi by omega 0 to pi by omega e power of minus st into sine omega t dt plus the other half will become 0. Okay, integral pi by omega to 2 pi by omega will become 0. Okay, because f of t is 0, no. So 0 into dt. Okay, e power of minus st into f of t will be 0. The reason is f of t equal to 0. That is why this will become 0. Okay, now this is like 1 by 1 minus e power of minus pi s by omega into 0 to pi s by omega e power of minus st for 0 to pi s by omega for 0 to pi s by for 0 to pi s by omega we have taken sine omega t. So it is sine omega t. Sine omega t dt. Here also it will only exist 1 by 1 minus e power of minus 2 pi s by omega into integral 0 to pi. It is just a minute. P means only, see, this s will not come. This s will not come. Pi by omega. This is only pi by omega. Okay. So we'll get e power of it is e power of minus st sine omega t dt. So you can see here it is pi by omega, here also it is pi by omega. Only thing is in the denominator you are having 1 minus e power of minus 2 pi s by omega. Here you are having 1 minus e power of minus pi s by omega. All the things are same. Inside the integral and limit also same. So we are going to use the formula. You know that integral 0, whatever may be the integral, you will get integral e power of ax cos bx dx means you will get e power ax by a square plus b square into a cos bx plus b sin bx. If you are having sine, you will get e power of ax sin bx dx equal to e power of ax by a square plus b square into a sine bx minus b cos bx. So these are the fundamental formulas in sine and cos when multiplying with e power ax. So here we are having e power ax with the sine bx format. So we are going to use this formula. Okay. So here we are going to take in this side for the first problem. For first problem we will take 1 by 1 minus e power of minus 2 pi s by omega. This value will become e power of a. What is a? Here is minus s. So e power of minus st divided by minus s the whole square will become s square plus omega square of minus s sine omega t minus what is b? B is omega cos omega t. The limits are 0 to pi by omega. The limits are 0 to pi by omega. In the same way we will have here also. Here it is 1 by 1 minus e power of minus pi s by omega into e power of minus st divided by minus s the whole square will become s square plus omega square into minus s sine t, so minus s sine omega t minus omega cos omega t. The limits are 0 to pi by omega. 0 to pi by omega. So here 1 divided by 1 minus e power of minus 2 pi s, 1 minus e power minus 2 pi s by omega into e power of minus st divided by, sorry, it is not e power minus st, it is e power of minus s pi by omega divided by s square plus omega square of minus s sine omega into pi by omega minus omega into cos omega into pi by omega minus the lower limit, it is 0, e power of 0 is 1, e power of t, and I substitute t equal to 0 will get 1. So 1 divided by s square plus omega square of minus s into sine 0 is 0, 0 minus omega into cos 0 is 1. So we shall write separately here. Okay, s into sine 0 minus omega into cos 0. Okay, I will get the same thing here. Only the prefix part 1 by e power of minus pi s by omega is different. Otherwise everything is same. Okay, so I shall copy all these things here. Control plus C and Control plus V. I am copying. Okay, it is not getting copied. So we shall write here. Okay, we shall write here once again, no problem. So it is 1 by 1 minus e power of minus pi s by omega into e power of minus pi s by omega divided by s square plus omega square into minus s sine omega into pi by omega minus omega cos pi by omega, then minus 1 by s square plus omega square of minus s sine 0 minus omega cos 0. So we will get these 2 omega will get cancelled, these 2 omega will get cancelled, and you will get sine pi. So 1 by 1 minus e power of minus 2 pi s by omega into e power of minus s pi by omega divided by s square plus omega square of minus s sine pi minus omega cos pi minus 1 by s square plus omega square of minus s sine 0 minus omega cos 0. So you will get here also the same thing, but the prefix is different. Equal to 1 divided by 1 minus e power of minus pi s by omega into e power of minus pi s by omega divided by s square plus omega square into here you are having minus s sine pi minus omega cos pi minus 1 by s square plus omega square into minus s sine 0 minus omega cos 0. That is equal to 1 by 1 minus e power of minus 2 pi s by omega into e power of minus e power of minus pi s by s square plus omega square into sin pi is 0, cos pi is minus 1, sin 0 is 0, cos 0 is plus 1. Here also the same, sin pi is 0, cos pi is minus 1, sin 0 is 0, cos 0 is plus 1. Okay, so you will get minus s into what is it is 0, so don't put this. Minus s into 0 is 0, it is 0 cos this will become omega into minus 1 will become plus omega, then minus it will become sin s in sin 0 is 0, this is minus omega, here it is plus 1, so you will get minus 1 divided by s square plus omega square of 0 minus omega, 0 minus omega. Here also you get the same thing, 1 by 1 minus e power of minus pi s minus pi s by omega into e power of minus pi s by it is actually pi s by omega. You have to very careful. Okay, pi s by omega divided by s square plus omega square into 0 plus omega, then minus 1 divided by s square plus omega square of 0 minus omega. So here you can take the omega commonly outside, so you get omega divided by s square plus omega square of, when you take omega, this will become plus omega, so you will get 1 plus e power minus pi s by omega divided by 1 minus, you will get 1 minus e power of minus 2 pi s by omega. So this will be written as, see here also you will get the same thing. I am doing both the things simultaneously. Here you will get, here also you can take omega commonly outside, so omega divided by s square plus omega square into 1 plus e power of minus pi s by omega divided by 1 minus e power of minus pi s by omega. Okay, so here it is omega divided by s square plus omega square of, it is 1 plus e power of minus pi s by omega, okay, divided by the denominator can be written as a square minus b square, it is a plus b into a minus b, so we get 1 plus e power of minus pi s, okay, pi s by omega into 1 minus e power of minus pi s by omega. Okay, here both 1 plus e power of minus pi s by omega will get cancelled, so you will get omega divided by s square plus omega square into 1 minus e power of minus pi s by omega. These two will get cancelled, so you get omega divided by s square plus omega square of 1 it is not, okay, 1 divided by 1 minus e power of minus pi s by omega. So this is your answer. Whereas here you will have the formula, that I shall say the formula first. Okay, I shall say the formula first. Dear students, I shall give you some formulas, so can take the formulas, and the formula here is we are going to take some formulas, that is sine hx equal to e power x minus e power minus x by 2, cos hx equal to e power x then plus e power minus x by 2. If so, you will get cot hx. Okay, you will get cot hx as cos hx by sin hx, that is equal to e power x plus e power minus x divided by e power x minus e power minus x. Because in this there will be 1 by 2, in this also you will have 1 by 2. Since both denominators are same, the denominators will get cancelled, so you will get only e power x plus e power minus x by e power x minus e power minus x. So this is the formula for cot hx. You have to write it like cot h of x. Okay, cot h is hyperbolic function of x. Okay, this is the value of cot hx. So I guess this value will be something related to cot hx. Something related to cot hx. So for that I am trying to find whether it is actually related or not. So I am going to take, see, cot hx equal to, I am taking e power x commonly outside, so that I will get 1 plus e power of x e power of minus x by e power x divided by, here also I am taking on e power x commonly outside, so I will get 1 minus e power of minus x by e power of x. These two will get cancelled, so you will get 1 plus e power of minus x. This will go up in the numerator, it will become e power of minus 2x. E power of minus 2x divided by 1 minus e power of minus 2x. So this is your cot hx. Okay, so I am writing here cot hx equal to 1. Okay, 1 plus e power of minus 2x by 1 minus e power of minus 2x. Now I am going to compare the formula and the value we have got. Okay, see, the value is 1 plus e power of minus pi s by omega. Our x is yes, our x is pi s by omega. Okay, but the 2 is missing. The remaining things are same. Now I have to eliminate the 2 from our formula. How to eliminate the 2 from the formula? So I am taking let 2x equal to y, which implies x equal to y by 2. This is the way of deriving half angle formulas for hyperbolic functions. So we will get cot of x equal to y by 2, cot h of y by 2 equal to 1 plus e power of minus y divided by 1 minus e power minus y. So now the values are similar. See, the values are similar. You can find this. I shall copy the formula for your reference. See here. I shall copy the formula for your reference. Control plus C, and I shall place it here. See. See, now the values and the formulas are very similar. The values and the formula are equal. You can see there is 1, yes there is 1, there is e power of minus y, this is y, yes this is y, this is 1 minus e power of minus y, this is 1 minus e power of minus y. So what is y? This is y. So it can be written as cot h y by 2. So here y is equal to pi s by omega. Okay, so by this formula we are having the value as, by a cot h formula we are having the value as this is equal to omega divided by s square plus omega square of this value is nothing but cot h y by 2. Sorry, it is cot h. Yes, it is cot h y by 2. So y is pi s by omega. So cot h pi s by omega by 2. So this is nothing but omega by s square plus omega square of cot h pi s by 2 omega. Okay, this is your angle. Cot h pi s by 2 omega. Okay. So now I shall separate all these things down. No, okay. I shall cut little above. Yes. So in order to separate the values, okay, in order to show you the values clearly, I am doing all these things. Okay. Now again this. Okay, let it be. Okay, no problem. Okay. So this is your answer for the periodic function in period 2 pi by omega, that is for sin omega t. This is your result for modulus of sin omega t for period pi by omega. Okay, now you have got the result. Okay, yes, the results are omega by s square plus omega square into 1 minus e power of minus pi s by omega, and this result is okay. So now I think I have clearly shown you what is a periodic function, and I have given you an example, that is sin t is a periodic function with period 2 pi, sin omega t is a periodic function with period 2 pi by omega, and I have shown you the difference between half sine wave and full sine wave, and for that we have considered two problems to find a Laplace transformation of half sine wave rectifier function and full sine wave rectifier function. Okay, so I hope this video is very useful for you. Kindly go through the video very clearly. Okay, the video is nearly 1 hour long video, but you can skip the in between parts when you are watching for second or third time in order to get a clear idea. Okay, go through it when in between the parts what is not clear to you. Okay, so we have updating our videos regularly with problems that are more useful for the students who are pursuing BSc Mathematics and BE. These problems are very important for higher educations. So kindly go through all these problems. In another video we will see one important problem under some other important topics of our engineering mathematics 2. Thank you all for watching this video. Thank you all once again.